All right, we're gonna kick off the first half of the final lesson with a mixed review. So now everything's on the table, okay? All 5 of our different choices. Side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side, and hypotenuse leg. All of these are viable. So no more cheating, no more we know what the answer should be. We have to figure it out. Okay, so I've gone in and pre-filled in pretty much all of these for you. So I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna label the pictures and we're gonna see what we have. L is the midpoint. L is the midpoint of KN. So that piece is congruent to that piece. I will say that KL is congruent to LN. And the reason is definition of midpoint. All right. L is also the middle of MP. So my next line is going to be ML is congruent to LP, and the reason again is definition of midpoint. Okay. I have 2 sides that are congruent now. Doesn't give me anything about the third, so it's not going to be side, side, side. Let's see if we can get an angle involved. I see this guy right here. That is a vertical angle. Vertical angles are congruent. So how am I going to say that? I'm going to say angle, the left one, KLM, is congruent to angle. The right one can be NLP. Reason is vertical. So I can say that I have an angle that is sandwiched between 2 sides. This is going to be side, angle, side. All right, we refilled that in. I see bisect, so I'm going to use definition of bisect here. The question is what? Let's go back in and label the picture. BD cutting in half ABC. So that piece is gonna match that piece. That's my definition of bisect box right here, but how am I gonna write that? Angle ABD is congruent to angle CBD. That's the bisect one. Okay. That piece, I did it. The other piece, BAD, angle BAD. This one is gonna match BCD, that one. Okay, I labeled that. Oh, okay. I see a piece that overlaps of these triangles. This side is shared. That's always important. BD is congruent to BD because reflexive. And now I have an angle that flows to an angle that ends at a side. Green, red, black, angle, angle, side. Okay. Of the 10 boxes here, I filled in 10 of them already. That's a 70%. That's a C- just for filling in the free guys. All right, but we have definition of midpoint. So I'm going to write definition of midpoint here. Okay, the question is what, but I need to label first off. S is the midpoint of QU. All right, so QS is congruent to SU. All right. The rest of the given stuff, QR matches ST, and RS matches TU. I see 3 sides that are congruent here. Side, side, side. That's why it's so important to label your picture so you can see this. I don't know how you would figure this out without labeling your picture. Okay, the right triangles, I got some given stuff. Okay. Right triangles might be a hint as to which one we're gonna use. Maybe some of you have noticed that already, but that's label. Okay, it gave me the right triangle already. It drew that on there with those 90-degree corners, so that's already settled. GH is congruent to JL. And then we have a side that overlaps. We have this side here that overlaps. So my statement is going to be FH is congruent to FH. Reason is reflexive. Okay. Well, what I have here, I think that's enough, right? I'll check quickly on my notes. Well, I don't have that on this part. Okay. Well, I think that I actually have enough information. I don't think I need row 4 because I've already built, I have a hypotenuse that matches and I have a leg on each one, right? They're right, it gave me that. It gave me that those two pieces, the small red pieces, are congruent to each other. I'm just gonna put hypotenuse leg down here. And until I figure out why they put another box there, I'm gonna call that good. Yeah, I think that's okay. We did not need all those boxes. Okay. All right, we have some parallel lines, which means we're gonna have perpendicular, sorry, not perpendicular, we're gonna have angle relationships at some point here. Gotta figure out where, but let's label the rest of the picture first. KL. That's gonna match PN. Okay. And let's see, what's parallel to what? KL is parallel here. Okay. All right, so I think I have 2 boxes. I probably need to get 2 angles involved. And I have some choice, I believe. Yeah, I can do this a couple different ways. I can either use angle, angle, side, or I can use angle, side, angle. Let me show you the angle, angle, side version. This part right here, that's vertical. Those are vertical angles. So I could say that angle NMP, the bottom one, is congruent to angle, the top one, KML. My reason would be vertical. And then I have an angle relationship. I can do, let's see, if these are parallel, that one's gonna match that one because they're alternate interior. So I could say that angle P matches angle K because alternate interior. So now what I've built is blue angle to green to red side, angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side. That's what I built, okay? But there's another way you could have done this, totally fine, okay? If you want to keep this, go for it. But there's another way you could have done this one. We knew that the side match and we knew that the parallel lines. So imagine, I don't think I can erase that nicely. Imagine I didn't see that these were vertical. These two are congruent for alternate interior. Well, so are those for the exact same reason, alternate interior. That would have worked. So now you have the dumbbell. You have the angle, side, angle, and that's what we would have written instead. So sometimes you have more than one choice. Last one here. Okay, fill them in. We gotta label our picture. Okay. TY, that one. It's congruent to XY, that one. And then I have some angles that are congruent. TVY, TVY, TVY. What's TV? I don't care for that. That's a halfie. That's not the full thing. It's congruent to XWY. Yeah, I don't like that either. That's not good. So I labeled that. Okay. What can I do here? What am I trying to prove? That TVY, I'm trying to prove that this triangle, not even the full thing, is congruent to this one? XWY? I'm trying to prove that? Huh. Huh. Okay. Alright. I think I can do this simply, actually. I was really confused for a second, but I think that's okay. Ignore this entirely, right? Imagine this piece is just gone. I don't think you need it. Because here, those angles are vertical to each other. So I'm going to say that angle TYV is congruent to angle TYV XYW. Because they're vertical. And then I think that's it. I think I'm actually done. Yeah, imagine that this is gone. Can I get a white? Sure. Thanks, man. I want a highlighter of that white. Imagine that this line isn't here. What I have is angle, angle, side now. Angle, angle, side. Okay. I thought that was going to be more complicated than it was, and it turns out we didn't need that fourth box again. All right, quick review at the end of this. We have a lot of different ways. I've thrown 5 different ways at you, and it's going to be confusing because you're like, you've got side, 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 and then you've got side, angle, side, and then you've got angle, side, angle, and then you've got angle, angle, side, and then at the end of it, you've got hypotenuse, leg, which is the only one that has H and L in it, so it's hard to mess that up. But you might come into a situation where you're like, what's what? I'll tell you which one is not one of our things, because if we rearrange these letters and things we will never have are angle, angle, angle. That's not a thing. That's not anything we ever talked about. We also don't have angle, side, side. And I know we don't have angle, side, side because if I write it, it doesn't look school appropriate. Okay, so that's how we remember that angle, side, side is not a thing. Okay, on to our final lesson.